So today we're going to be doing a ceramic coating on this 2010 Lexus. This is actually for a really good family friend. We've known them for over a decade, but this is a new to them vehicle. Previous owner babied this vehicle. It was garage kept, maintained meticulously, and now she's going to be stored outside. So they want to have some sort of protection on it and also some way to help make maintenance easier because they are retired and they're just looking to maybe make life a little bit easier for themselves. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and do a wash, chemical decon, clay towel treatment on this vehicle before we go ahead and get it polished. Now we shouldn't need to do a ton of polish work, but it is a 2010, so who knows what we're going to find. But let's go ahead and get that done. Holy pollen. They actually did wash it before they brought it to me. But they live out in the country, and when people mow or just drive down the road, this is just gonna happen on a daily occurrence. I did let them know the more they can keep up with maintenance, the better it will be for the coating. If they know it's gonna rain, wash it before it rains, so that way if you do have a lot of pollen on it, you don't have all of those stubborn water spots now with all the pollen kind of baking into the paint. Wash your vehicle before that happens. It will help the coating perform better and also help preserve the finish, because then we don't have grit with all of that and then we scratch the paint, because when we scratch paint we have to polish it to remove the scratches. Polishing removes the coating. So the better you can maintain it, not saying you gotta baby it, don't need to put it in bubble wrap, but the better you can maintain it, the better the coating will last and perform for you. I feel like a broken record, but you guys get the gist. It's supposed to be 95 degrees out today. So thankfully, we do have a little bit of shade until about 10 o'clock. So we're gonna book it to get this done. And then we're gonna pull her in the garage and turn the AC on to polish and coat. You can tell it's already hot and humid out when my well water is fogging up my buckets. Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this heat, guys. Because our interior wasn't too bad, I did a quick courtesy vacuum, and then we went ahead and degreased our door jambs. While I was doing these, I noticed that the leather seats could use a gentle deep cleaning, so we might do that later on in the detail. We're also going to do a quick pressure wash of our mats. They weren't too bad. And now we can go ahead and get our tires, wheels, and wheel wells clean. We're going to use BDE full strength. Just try to break some of that down. And then I think we're going to try a little WD Detailing Purple Rain Wheel Cleaner. They're not too bad. I've actually been enjoying this. It's a decent cleaner. I don't chase solvent-based tire dressings. Oftentimes I'll just do one round and then we'll put something over top of it, because to really fully remove them, sometimes you gotta get like stoner tar and bug remover. They can be pretty stubborn. Tight picks. This is such good condition for 2010. So for our foaming pre-soak, we're going to be using pre-wash from WD Supply. We're not going to go that heavy because this vehicle isn't that bad, okay? It's just got more pollen than anything. Then for our wash, we're going to be using Fine Lab Pure Wash. This can be used really great for a coating prep. Leaves behind zero residue. We're also going to be using Detail Co's Iron Remover, Age of Iron, and a clay towel to decontaminate the vehicle. So there's our products. Let's go ahead, foam her down. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you haven't tried out the new TDS That Detail Shop Foam Cannon Pro V2, this thing is legitimately my new favorite foam cannon. I didn't put a lot of soap in there, guys. When I do go, this is like thick foam. Comes with 2 canisters, so if you want to do a 2 pH, all you got to do is twist off your spraying mechanism you don't have to empty the bottle and waste product. Or maybe you just like to use like a high pH, low pH, but you don't use it all. You don't have to waste it. 'Cause in the past, if I wanted to switch it out, I didn't have anywhere to kind of put my old soap. Comes with a lid and everything. Really nice setup. And actually very, very affordable, especially considering all you get. So we're gonna let this dwell. I can see there's something on it because we do have some hydrophobics. Either it's a ceramic spray or sealant of some sort, but hopefully by the time we're done with our wash, our paint will be flat. But even if it's not, our polish step will go ahead and remove that. For 2010, it does have really nice gloss. Whatever's on here looks pretty decent at this point. Actually looks better than some dealership coatings that I've ever seen. And that's saying something. Now this was just a sample that they gave me at SEMA, but they did send me actually like a full-size version. I love their bottles because all you have to do, take this off and you have exact dilution. So 1 ounce of true pure wash in 3 gallons of water. So we're gonna do this twice. You don't use excess solution, you use just the right amount. You're not wasting it, because typically I'm a glug kind of girl, so you're gonna get better use when you use it at the proper dilutions. But let's see what kind of sudsing action we have. So I'd say we got a bucket full of soap right now. DIY detail wash. Feels very slick under the mitt. Nice suds. Some soaps, like you're like, what am I doing? It just doesn't feel like there's much lubrication or sudsing action. And this, I wouldn't say it's over the top. I wouldn't say it's too little. And sometimes soaps like this, like the longer you work the mitt, like flip it over, oh yeah, get a little bit more suds in action. Pretty clean. Whatever was on there, it's probably a spray something. You can see this is actually what a coating will start to look like when it is starting to break down. You'll see lines and fracturing. So this is actually one of my favorite iron removers. 1, really nice lubrication. 2, the scent. Out of every detailing product, these products, not only are they the most expensive, but they are the stinkiest. And this one smells like pina coladas. Like, I've said it before, I grew up in Florida. So for some reason, this product reminds me of the beach. Can feel just a little bit of grit. So we're just, no pressure. We're just holding the towel. We're not scrubbing. Gonna go over it. Some of that might be mineral deposits because I could see we had some. I'm not gonna do a water spot treatment in this moment though, because it wasn't severe enough that I think we need to do that extra round. I think our polishing will remove whatever I was seeing. And now you can see, after doing our decon, how much more of our protection has kind of broken down because we abraded it, even with our clay towel. That's why I know some people say, oh, you can clay towel a coating. I prefer not to if avoidable, because it can fracture weaker protection, and if your coating is at the end of this life, that clay towel could actually damage it. Kind of, I don't want to say mar it, but it'll mar it. It'll kind of scorch the top of it.
The customer hadn't asked me to do this, but when I saw it, I could tell that our leather was starting to break down. We had some cracks, but as I looked closer at it, I actually think some of the cracking that I saw was actually just dirt in the texture of the seats.
I didn't go to town. I just want to get rid of some of this unevenness. Whoa. Yeah, I'd say they were a little dirty. It's okay.
So the plan for these headlights is to use the Cerakote clear coat wipes to restore them. Now you do have to wet sand with 2000 and 3000 grit to prepare for the wipes, and you want to have a scuffed up surface in order for the clear coat wipe to bond to the surface. But I actually like to polish them after doing this to make sure we get rid of any deep wet sanding scratches. But typically when wet sanding, let's say we go for 1 minute with our 2000 grit, you want to go for 2 minutes with your 3000 grit to remove the sanding scratches from the level before.
Guys, I want it to be, for the most part, somewhat uniform. We went a little heavier here because of our failed clear, and here because of our failed clear. So we're gonna get our 3-inch polisher and remove those sanding scratches and then put them back on.
Now I know some people are gonna say, Chelsea, at this point, why don't you just compound polish and apply your ceramic coating over your headlights? You totally can do that, but we're actually going to re-sand them with our 3000 grit afterwards and put our Cerakote clear coat wipe on. This way I don't have deep sanding scratches, but I find that the clear coat wipes last a little longer and restore better.
So we got everything looking good. Now we're just going to come in and do a quick scuff up.
So we're gonna hold off putting our Cerakote clear coat wipes on until after we ceramic coat this surface. But for our coating, we're gonna try out a new coating that was sent to me. Actually, we're just sent this bottle here from Aaron. This is their Kronos Graphene. Now he will have a updated label on this in the future, but graphene for me is a product that offers chemical resistance as well as helps fight the issue with water spotting. The biggest issue that ceramic coatings can have is water spots, and I do find, you guys can agree or disagree with me on graphene, but I do find that graphene ceramic coatings in nature offer bigger, taller beads. And that, I think, helps reduce the issue with water spotting because you'll see your water beads just fall off with less effort versus a lot of tight little beads that just kind of stick. If this customer does, 1, park the vehicle outside, which they do, 2, goes through the automatic car wash to maintain the vehicle, which it's likely they are older in the winter, that might just be more convenient. This is hopefully going to give them a better chance of lasting versus another ceramic coating. So this is brand new, hot off the presses, and apparently this coating and Phoenix E.O.D are having a heyday in Australia. So if you're watching this from down under, hopefully you guys are enjoying this product. But for those of you here in the US, let's discover this coating together. This is my first time working with it. I've worked with his V1, I've worked with his V2. V2 was a huge improvement, but this is actually supposed to be easier to apply than V2 and also slicker. It's gonna cost about $129 for a 50 milliliter size bottle, but you'll actually notice, I don't know if you can see in this bottle, see how it's kind of dark? Most graphene coatings actually will have kind of solids on the bottom that you got to shake up. This is not going to settle. The graphene that is within this is actually fully mixed within the bottle. It will never not be this color. So that tells me that it is true graphene, because when we see gray at the bottom of the bottle and you got to shake it up, normally that's just pencil shavings, which is graphite. So the fact that this is mixed in properly, I think gives us a better chance of getting all of that graphene mixed into the ceramic evenly versus kind of your heavier stuff on the bottom. So let's go ahead, get this vehicle polished, and then we'll go ahead do our Peleus panel prep wipe to get our coating ready to go. So we have figured out what pad and polish we're going to use for this. I was trying to keep this to 1 step, but that wasn't giving me the correction that I needed. This paint is a little bit on the harder side. So we're landing with the Rupes wool polishing pad and Detail Addicts platinum polish, and then we are following up with an orange foam pad and Avant-Garde's finishing polish. We're leaving this on, so it's kind of like a 1.5 step. Because there's still a little bit of protection on the paint, after we polish and wipe off our residue with our rinseless wash, take note of the hydrophobic surface, how we have now removed the protection on the areas that we've polished, and in areas that we haven't, when our water hits it, you can still see there is something there. We cleaned our pads with our pad washer after every panel, and we were able to polish the entire vehicle before we had to come back with our rinseless wash and wipe off all of our polish residue. Then we used Palea's panel prep to prep our surface, and now we're ready to apply our coating. We're going to go heavy to prime our applicator, make sure we have corner to corner solution on our pad. You can see it's a little bit of a thicker product, but there's no issue of the coating coming out of the bottle. We're going to divide our hood into quarters, and we're going to do our crosshatch pattern, applying our coating to every section. We're going to coat the entire hood all at once. You can let this sit anywhere from 30 seconds for hot and humid conditions, or up to 2 minutes for cooler, less humid climates like I'm in.
I feel like we're good and primed now. Aaron said in my environment, about 1.5 minutes, but he also said warmer temps, you're just going to flash faster. So I do see some rainbowing, but it's not like a heavy rainbow on this color. So let's do this first section together. I'm seeing a lot more rainbowing now. Super, super easy. He said if it starts to feel like a sticky note, like the sticky part of a sticky note, you let it sit on there for too long. That was super easy. All right, I'm going to try to do this section. You can see a little bit of rainbowing like right in there. And this is like butt up. We'll get our light out in just a second. We're going to do this section here. You can see like a little bit of a haze with that first level, and then it goes away once you kind of go over it a second time. Right there. A little bit of that haze, go over it, crystal clear. We are going to let this sit overnight in the garage because he does recommend 12 hours cure before it gets wet. You can do, if you want to risk it, top it with Titan 4 hours after application and release it, but he doesn't necessarily recommend that. For best conditions, ideally, if you can, 12 hours before we get wet. 24 would be extremely, like, we've been over the top cautious, but that's just going to give you the best chance for everything setting up properly. If you do have a lot of rain on the horizon, he just recommends the first week, don't let water kind of sit on it if you can. So after it's done raining, if you have a leaf blower, take it for a drive, just get that water off the vehicle so it's not freestanding, kind of sitting in the coating as it is curing. Once that 7 days is good, you should be good to go. All right, so let's inspect for any streaks, any high spots. And that is crystal clear, my friends.
We're going to get our hood and front grille done so that way we can get our headlights now coated and out of the way. And then once these are done, we can proceed with coating the rest of the vehicle. We just want to leave these untouched. You do not level it, you just let it air dry for about 4 hours before you can drive it. This is a professional detailer's pack, and I like to use one wipe for both headlights. It helps it go a little bit further, but find that we have more than enough solution in our wipes to do both headlights.
I have a feeling that on our sunroof is going to give you the best visibility. We got our stream down the middle to pull from. And I am seeing that, you know, our applicator is a little bit more wet than we had on the hood, which is good because maybe that'll give us a little bit more work time. So we got this section going, and you can see rainbowing appearing. So it is a rainbowing, but not a heavy rainbow. We're gonna slide this over. Hopefully it's not gonna bite us in the butt, okay? Set a timer for 50 seconds.
Second timer, 50 seconds, starting now.
Okay. I'm gonna see see just how far we can go in a minute and a half. 40 seconds for me to go from one section to the next. So we'll say around, Alexa, stop. We'll say around 2 minutes, okay? By the time we grab our towels, get situated, okay? So that's pretty nice long work time, and you can see after a minute and a half what a rainbow wing looks like. A little bit thicker, but not hard, but I can see we could cut it back, shorten that flash time window just to make it a little bit easier on us, but not difficult. Okay? That first towel gets a good bit of your transfer solution. Look how crisp that looks. Just want to make sure we get up against our body, our trim. A little bit easier because we didn't let it sit on there as long. So we're just going to go over all of this one last time. All right. So hopefully that gives you a closer look. We're going to go ahead, get the rest of this vehicle done, and then show you the finished results. And then, because we're going to let this sit overnight for 12 hours, we'll share with you guys a quick peek at our hydrophobics. I'm extremely curious to see what our graphene beads look like. All right, so we're pushing it a little far, moving fast. Got my clear coat wipe on here, so I'm trying to avoid that. We did 3 panels, and so far I am friggin' loving this ceramic. This is a really good pace. It is not difficult to see. I wouldn't say it's like thick, but we do have really nice rainbowing, and look, from that quick level to here. Some coatings I've used recently, like that first level, it's not awful. When you hit it with your light, you've got streaks, high spots. So we're gonna see in just a second, is it really as easy as it feels? We let it sit on there, I'd say about a minute and a half. We're not dilly-dallying, but I'm not also like killing myself. This is a pleasant pace to work. 3 panels at a time. Look at that. That first towel, you can see some smudges right here, just because my towel's probably getting a little oversaturated. Flip to a dry side. And this is perfect. These are the House of Rags Final One towels. They are so freaking awesome at coating leveling. I think they're my favorite towels. Oh man alive. Perfect combo. Let's get our trim down here. All right, please God. Doesn't look like we got any streaks at this point. Let's get our light and examine. Okay. See some high spots right there. It's okay. Comes off easy. Holy crap. Okay, guys. Officially gets my approval. We did 3 panels at a time. Super easy to level. If we had any sort of high spots, didn't have to massage them heavily, just a quick, nice wipe. You can feel from our uncoated to coated, it just feels really smooth at this point. So we'll check back. I wouldn't say it's super slick. It is just, you can feel like a little bit of a drag, but just slick and smooth.
Normally this bites me in the butt, but when I start feeling comfortable with the coating, I like to see how far can we go with it. We had a ton of coating on our applicator, so I was able to put it on very quickly because I didn't have to reapply, and we were able to actually coat 4 panels in about a minute and a half before we had to come back and level. So you can work very fast with this coating, and leveling is a breeze. All things that I'm looking for, all winning points.
So we are all done with applying our Kronos Graphene ceramic to this Lexus. From start to finish took us under an hour, probably around 50-55 minutes, which is actually really great pace for a vehicle of this size. How much coating did I use? You can see we used probably about a third of the bottle. So for mid-size SUV, that's actually really great value with one bottle. I think we could easily get 2 to 3 sedans, even 2 mid-size large SUVs, maybe even trucks with one bottle. I didn't feel like I was going light with it. I was putting about 8 to 10 drops on my applicator each time. And I mean, my applicator was good and primed to the point that after reapplying my drops, I was able to coat almost an entire door. I mean, normally we're doing like a 3x3, 4x4, maybe dividing the doors in half. I was like putting it on the entire panel, could see clearly a nice wet coating being applied, not thick, not dripping, but you could clearly see the coating going on. You could clearly see the rainbowing of the coating as it was flashing after about a minute, minute and a half. But I was able to do 4 panels at a time before I needed to come back and level as I got kind of comfortable with it. I wasn't necessarily like taking my time. I was working. You can see I'm a little red-faced. Dinner. Gotta get done. It's dinner time and I'm hungry. But all in all, I absolutely love this ceramic coating. I will be buying more ceramic coatings from Aaron of our Kronos Graphene. And I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think I like this better than V2. When we first tried Kronos V1, okay, I put it on a burgundy Jeep. Turned out fantastic, but I had some issues. It was grabby. I ended up having to call Aaron because I was having some trouble with it. And he helped me troubleshoot, but he was kind of upset that I had had a difficult time with it. So much so that he said, listen, I'm doing V2. I'm gonna bring some samples. We're gonna put them on together. I want you to tell me which coating was your favorite to apply. Then we're gonna come back 7 days later. We're gonna do a torture test. We're gonna see which ceramic is going to give us the most chemical resistance. Which coating wins, that's the one that becomes V2. I actually had a say in coming up with V2. Gosh dang it. This one's better than V2, Aaron. It's easier to apply. Now I kind of want to see, come back to my shop. Let's go ahead and apply this to a test panel if you want. Come back and we'll do a torture test. Maybe we'll even do it live and share with you guys our results with Kronos Graphene. I am personally very intrigued because this was stupid easy to apply. I mean, I'm not going to say it was the easiest coating, but it was stupid easy. Like a beginner could take this and succeed with it. So for those of you professional detailers that are wanting a multi-year ceramic that's affordable, that's easy to work with, just do yourself a favor. Go ahead and buy a bottle of it, try it out. Not only are you getting a super easy coating to apply, you're supporting one of the best people within the detailing industry. Aaron is one of the kindest, most sincere people you ever find. He cares about his customers, he cares about their experience, and he's constantly trying to come up with the best products, literally evolve or die. I'm so happy to see his products are finally getting the recognition that they deserve. Australia, keep buying. USA, you need to buy more. So for those of you that have been on the hunt like me for ceramic coating that's multi-year, easy to apply, and affordable, we're gonna put the affiliate link for that down below. And I'm gonna be buying more of this from you because honestly, I love this ceramic.
So we were able to prep, polish, and apply our ceramic coating in one full day. So the morning after, when I pulled it outside, it was cured and ready to be released and ready to get wet. Customer was extremely happy with the coating and did inform me that we had a ton of rain after that. They were able to keep up with blowing the water off, and it was super easy to get the vehicle practically dry with just a leaf blower. We got our headlights looking as good as new, and from start to finish, this coating was a breeze to work with, and this vehicle turned out fantastic. Now I know this vehicle is going to be parked outside, so hopefully the customer is going to be able to keep up with maintenance and address any sort of water spotting issues should they have it. But if they do, I'm always here to help. But fortunately, we've got some bigger beads with this coating, and you can see they fall off super easy.
I walked away and look how the water is just falling off naturally on its own. And Aaron hopefully is gonna be coming up to my shop. He said that he was gonna put some ceramic on a test hood and then bring it up and then we're gonna be able to do a torture test with you guys, maybe even live. So if that's something you guys are interested in seeing, make sure you subscribe and maybe put in the comment section what you would like to see out of a torture test. Stay tuned, guys. I'm intrigued. Are you? We'll see you guys in the next detail. I've officially decided that perimenopause does not like summer temperatures. Like being hot and then having a hot flash on top of that, no bueno. And I've also decided I don't like bangs. I want them to go away, like now. Like what is this? Like what am I supposed to do with these things? Like they just, I look like a comb over. So that's why I'm wearing hats all the time. You're welcome.